Hey guys, what's up? It's Diana here with and Chloe. Sorry, I didn't give her proper introduction. But no, guys, super excited to be sharing this YouTube video with you guys. Today, I want to talk about my pregnancy with Chloe and just some of the lessons that the Lord taught me through it and is still teaching me through it. And I hope it encourages you guys. Yeah, if you are new here, welcome. If you're just stopping by my channel, I hope you comment, like, subscribe, and hopefully most of all, this will point you to Jesus and encourage your heart. So, all right, guys, let us jump in. So my pregnancy with Chloe, this was my second pregnancy. I have my first son who I was born with, who I gave birth to, Khalil. He's 4 years old. He was a COVID baby, so that was my first pregnancy. And then my second pregnancy is with Chloe, who is 2 months old. Yes, guys, very, very fresh. So just to start off the bat, guys, let me just paint a little framework. In January of last year, I left my job as a school social worker because I really, although I loved what I did, I really missed just the opportunity being more present at home and having more time to be at home with my son and to, you know, work in ministry and do other creative things. And so as hard as it was, because I really did love what I did and I had a phenomenal staff, as you know, hubby and I spoke about it and decided that it was best if I transitioned out of that role. So that is what I did. This was January, mind you, right? We knew we wanted to have another child and everything like that, and you know, we're praying about that and just trusting the Lord with all of that. And so I also was thinking as I was going into this season, you know, just excited about a change ahead. You're excited about the new season you're going into. So I was thinking about, you know, just the different things that could happen, you know, creatively, you know, with church and the worship team and writing songs, maybe doing another play, things like that, or even social media, you know, creatively putting content out there, you know, just things like that. And then parenting, being able to be with Khalil more and all of the things with the extra time I thought I was going to be having, right? So you would be very surprised when in March, as I said, although we knew we wanted to have another baby, when I got pregnant, we were very excited. Yes, praise God, so excited about this. And then, or March and February, the time gets blurry. What I did not anticipate though was how absolutely terrible and difficult the first part of the pregnancy would be, as far as how terribly I would feel. So with Khalil's pregnancy, I did have some morning sickness, and it was no fun by any means. It was yeah, pretty not good. I threw up a lot. I remember I had to sleep with the little garbage can. Oh, by the way, if you have a sensitive stomach or you don't like gory details, you might want to scroll a little bit past this part. But you know, had to sleep with a trash can by the bed just because, you know, I might not have made it to the bathroom in time because I was bringing a lot of things up and things like that. But and it lasted for like 17 weeks, because I remember thinking, how long is this going to last? It lasted for 17 weeks, and it was not fun at all. It was really not fun. On a scale of 1 to 10 of how terrible it was, I'm going to give it maybe a 7. That's how it was with Khalil's pregnancy. But you guys, when I got pregnant with Chloe, the first trimester just about took me out. And I know I sound dramatic. I sound very like, oh, Diana, why are you saying it like that? But no, guys, it was really, really, really difficult. I started to wonder if I had this condition, HG, hyperemesis gravidarum, which one of my sisters had when she was pregnant, because I honestly was like, I don't know if there's going to be an end in sight to this. This is very bad. Just to paint a little bit of the picture for you, I was unable to swallow water. Like, to drink water. Water would make me nauseous. Water would make me want to throw up. I was unable to swallow my own saliva. I literally had to just keep spitting, because if I swallowed my spit, I would be bringing it up. Like, every single thing, it felt like made me nauseous, made me want to throw up. I felt the entire day, my stomach just felt, the best way to say it would be like, I don't like the way it sounds, but like sour. Like, the entire day, my stomach just felt sick. Sick, like when they say you're sick to your stomach, all day, every day. Even sleeping was discomfort, because I couldn't really get to sleep because I was feeling so bad. So I ended up being sleep deprived, sick all day, and not just like, oh, mild sickness, it goes away, eat some saltine crackers, drink some ginger, anything, everything. No, my body is expelling it. and then just not even being able to show up for my life. And I think that's the part that really got me, because as I said, I had just transitioned out of the traditional workforce back into full-time ministry, and kind of had this expectation of how I was going to craft my day, craft my time, craft my schedule. And I wasn't able to do any of that. I was not able to show up and have all the discipleship meetings and, write all the songs and, create all the plays and all the things that I was hoping for, because I was literally fighting for my life, just trying to survive to the next day. And it ended up getting to a very, very dark place, I want to say, because it lasted, it was more intense than I could have ever thought. So I remember one day Corey had left out for work, or so I thought, and I was just upstairs in the bed and I was just crying, because I kept saying to God, like, I'm so sorry I'm not being able to show up for my life. That was the thing that bothered me the most. I felt like I was not able to show up for my life in the capacity that I felt I was called to. And the Lord continued to remind me in that season, which is the first lesson, is that His grace is sufficient, because His power is made perfect in our weakness. And honestly, as comforting as that verse was, and as comforting as that truth is, I didn't want to learn it in that moment, because I was like, God, I don't want to learn that your grace is sufficient and that your power is made perfect in weakness, because I don't want to have to be weak to learn that lesson. But it kind of goes hand in hand, right? How often do we say, oh, His power is made perfect in our weakness, when we're feeling strong? So walking through that season was very difficult. But back to the story, I was in the room crying, just like donkey bombing, like just out of sheer frustration. And Corey came in and came back upstairs unbeknownst to me, and he walked in, he's like, babe, what's wrong? And I just burst out, continued kind of like, I just can't take it anymore, I can't do this anymore. And he prayed for me and encouraged me, and was so sweet. But yeah, I had reached what I thought was my breaking point many, many times. And it was during that season too, I was like, it's sometimes very difficult to worship and to sing and to praise and to connect, especially when you're feeling like, God, I know you could deliver me from this right now, as far as make the discomfort go away, not my sweet precious baby, obviously, but make the discomfort go away. But instead, He showed me His presence in the midst of it. And in His kindness, it did not last forever. It ended up having an end date. And I was very, 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 very grateful. So that was first trimester, right? So second trimester rolls around and things are a lot better, because in light, when I tell you things give you perspective, guys, in light of what I went through the first trimester, the things that came in the second trimester, I was like, I can take this. It's okay. At least I can drink ice cold water now. I can deal with this. It was not nearly as bad, because I had walked through what was so terrible in the prior months. And so second trimester, I want to say the big lesson was just kind of, I can't even really think of what the lesson was. I was just grateful. I was just grateful that it wasn't the first one. I think I made like a video or two in the second trimester, so that's to tell you that I was kind of feeling a little bit okay. But yeah, I was trying to like engage back into life and getting excited, like, oh, actually, having my baby, I'm so excited, it's a baby girl. Oh my gosh, how am I gonna relate, how am I gonna be, with a baby girl infant, just things like that. And so kind of working through that, sharing the excitement, and wanting to resume meeting with people and discipleship and things like that. But also the kids were on summer holiday, guys. And if you know anything about Florida, you know that it gets hot in the summer. So me and my little pregnant self hobbled over to the pool with the kids several times during the summer, because they were in their pool mood, and it ended up being fun. I think that's one of the things I did learn from the second trimester, like showing up and doing things. And I ended up having as much fun as them, even though getting there was not always the most fun thing. So that was good. But then third trimester rolls around, and that is when the weight starts to pack on a whole nother level. My features with pregnancy, guys, my nose becomes huge, my teeth become invisible for whatever reason. Maybe it's that my lips get bigger and then my teeth disappear. I'm not sure. I have teeth, they're just not very visible. During pregnancy, I look kind of like that. But all the physical features that occurred during that time, right? And so I had to still show up for life, though. I couldn't just be like, oh guys, third trimester is here, bye, not gonna lead worship anymore. And so I had to show up for my life in the third trimester like most pregnant moms do. Granted, with the capacity of how I serve and what I do, I'm on a stage on Sunday mornings in front of people. So talk about getting a little self-conscious, most definitely, especially as your body's changing and you're morphing, and every Sunday it's like, you know, you're getting bigger and bigger, and you're just like, oh my gosh, God, help me to focus on you, because it's not about me. And so I think that was one of the big things I learned and I had to apply during the third trimester, was showing up even when you didn't feel like your best self, and showing up even when it was difficult, you know. So whereas in the first trimester, the Lord had to really teach me, like, Diana, it's okay right now, you're not supposed to be showing up right now, you just need to ask, lean into my grace and know that my grace is sufficient. The third trimester, it was like, okay, you know, diligently show up in the capacity that you can and trust the Lord with the rest of it. And so I want to encourage you guys, whatever that is, like, it might not be pregnancy for you, but maybe it is a chronic illness, maybe it is just an emotional deficit, you're going through a really rough time emotionally, and you're just like, I can't show up in the space and in the way, in the fullness that I want to. It's okay. It's okay. There are seasons of life when we cannot show up in that space. Show up how you can and trust the Lord to be faithful in finishing the good work He started in you, and to be faithful to supply you with whatever it is you need to complete the task at hand, which is exactly what He did. So the last part of the pregnancy came, and that is where it got very fun. That's where it got very fun, guys. I developed preeclampsia, which, if you know, it's pretty much hypertension during pregnancy, but it can be related to different pregnancy complications, as well as even having a stillborn baby. It's not good for the mom or the baby. And so developed that. My OB was out of town one of the critical weeks when I had that, and I just kind of at that point started to spiral emotionally. I think I just had enough, and just was ready to, hopefully, Lord's willing, have a healthy welcoming of the baby in the world. And so I won't go into all those details, but by God's grace, as you guys can see, Chloe is here healthily, I'm healthy, and, you know, on the road to recovery still. But what the Lord taught me, I want to say that last part of the pregnancy and postpartum, which that got fun, I kind of went a little loopy, was that community, leaning into people. When I say I got loopy, I'm not making fun of people with mental health issues, that's what I'm saying, but I got very emotionally distressed, and yeah, I got to it was pretty rough emotionally there with me for a while. And so I can like chuckle at it now, but in the moment I was crying all the time. And so I'm grateful to God for bringing me through that, and grateful for my community, my sisters, my husband, my mother-in-law, my parents, my mommy, my daddy, you know, my best friends, who literally checked in on me and were such troopers during that season for me. And so very grateful to them. So that's my third thing, is just surrounding yourself with people who love the Lord and who are for you. It's such an absolute game changer. It's such an absolute game changer. But yeah, guys, just a few things from my previous pregnancy, and I hope to be on the socials more. I hope to be posting more long form content. So as I said, like, comment, subscribe if you have any questions. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm so happy you're here, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.